Chrome extensions add features and functionality to your Chrome browser. You will find your extensions in the upper right-hand corner between the Omnibox and your profile photo. You might see several listed across the top here, and then you can click on this little icon, which will show you a list of all of the different extensions that you have. Notice these little pins next to it. That's how you can decide what you want to pin across the top here. You just left click on those to remove them, or left click on it again and it's blue and it brings it up here to the pinned area. You can also left click on these and drag them to different locations. If you right click on an extension, you'll see you'll have different options here where you can remove it right from here. Options I always suggest clicking on because it shows you different features that you have with that extension. You can also unpin it from here. Here's where you would actually click to manage the extension a little bit more. Again, gives you more details and different permissions that you can do. And the view web permissions tells you exactly what access you gave to this extension. So where can you find extensions and search for them? Two ways. You can click on the Google Apps and scroll down to find the Chrome Web Store. Sometimes it's not easy to find in here. So I find the quickest way to do it is again to click on that little icon, click on Manage Extensions. Then right here on the left-hand side, you'll see Chrome Web Store. You'll notice you have different options across the top here. Discover, Extensions, and Themes. Themes is covered in a different video. This, if you're part of a domain like CCSD, you can click here and see if they have added things. The district only has one in here. So I'm going to come back to extensions. You'll see here there are different categories. So if you're like, I specifically want to look for games or things that might help with household or education, let's go ahead and click on education. Then this will show you a bunch of different extensions that different people in education have suggested to use. Notice you can search by most relevant or highest rated. Be careful choosing highest rated because you'll notice these are all 5 stars here, but look, they've only been reviewed by 32 or 28 people, so be very careful with that. So I'm going to switch back to most relevant. You'll notice if you left click on one of these, you can get additional details about what the extension does, an overview. You can actually read the reviews. When you are back on this first screen, you can see that it kind of gives you an overview right here of how many stars. 43,000 people have actually recommended it. I'm going to show you up here too how you can search. So I'm going to look for cursor. I like having a different cursor, kind of exciting sometimes for the kids to see too. So if you search for one of those, you can look, okay, this has a 4.7 star rating. 47,000 people have looked at it or have reviewed it. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. It shows you here over 4 million people are using this extension. So then I would click Add to Chrome. Comes up, it'll display what it can kind of do. If you decide you want to do it, click on Add the extension. You'll notice then that it'll appear up here. If you don't see it appear here, remember you want to click on that icon and then you will see it here in your pinned apps and you can choose to pin it. One other thing I want to show you when you're here, remember you can right click to see this window or these 3 dots next to the extension. You can click here and see those same options where you can remove it from Chrome if you've decided, I don't really care for this one. Notice here when I click on Clever's 3 dots, I do not see the option to remove this extension. I do see here that it says installed by your administrator. If you are part of a domain like CCSD that is actually the one managing your Google account versus like your personal account where you have more, flexibility and permissions to do things, this means that someone at either the CCSD level or the Google admin level at your school is pushing this extension out, so you do not have the option to remove it. That's kind of like also GoGuardian is pushed out to kids. They cannot remove that extension. So if you see that option, that is what that means, and you would need to talk to your Google admin at your school if you have more questions. So go ahead and take some time to explore all the different extensions that are offered from Google Chrome.